Let's go live. Oh my goodness. Part two of the Vanderpump Rules reunion is here. Look, if you had to rate the Vanderpump Rules reunion part 2 from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Well, I told you the first part felt a little lackluster. The second part felt a little bit better as we're building up the momentum. Did you hear or see anything new? I mean, I think Andy did a good job with hosting this reunion. Look. All right, Andy, you're having a very good week with me over here. Okay, just saying. Anyways, I still think that Andy needs to find balance so that Ben can have another daddy like he asked on the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Just saying. Guys, if you're new to the channel, it is the subscribers only live chat, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content that's coming here on the channel. We have gotten into Vanderpump Rules this season. Last season, you told me, no, you don't have to get into it, because I did ask last season. Who knew that we had this whole scandal upon us? And Bravo is benefiting greatly, and they are reaping the benefits, and they are taking advantage in every possible way. They're reaping the advantages on Watch What Happens Live's failing ratings. They are reaping the benefits by making these little clips on their YouTube channel, and they're getting like thousands and thousands of views within hours. Because everyone is invested and interested in Sandoval. How interested in Sandoval will you guys be by the end of this reunion? It will be interesting. Well, last week's reunion garnered over 2 million viewers, live viewers. And that doesn't even count the millions of people that probably watched the reunion, the unedited, uncensored version on Peacock. Peacock is doing very well this year. Deborah says Peacock was way better. Yeah, because it's the uncensored version and there's additional scenes that are left out. I didn't even watch the live version. I just went straight to Peacock today and watched that version twice. Was it worth watching twice? Not really, but you know, I try to at least watch something twice if I have the time so that I can kind of really see if there's anything that I miss. And sometimes I do miss, I miss a lot. But they're unimportant scenes. They're unimportant scenes. But you already know how I feel about these casts of characters. We've said it all, and I don't want to repeat ourselves this reunion recap. However, we've said it all in regards to these casts of folks and how you guys are really coming for LVP last week. I think some of you were coming for LVP at the beginning of this past week's episode. Then LVP had to come out last week to debunk a rumor that supposedly something juicy is supposed to come out of this reunion at the end that some of the cast don't even know about. And a lot of people were running with a rumor that LVP knew a lot longer than she admitted. Well, she came out and said, no, that's not true. That's not true. I knew nothing. But she says she knows exactly what comes out. Would anything surprise you? Maybe a pregnancy? Would that surprise you? We're going to get into all of that. We're going to unpack the Vanderpump Rules reunion for season 10, part 2. If you're just joining us, guys, be sure to share the live. Be sure to like the video. We will be taking callers, timed callers, from our members first, and of course from the general audience. So let's get those likes up. We're going to get into this countdown so the notification squad is notified.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like the video if you haven't already. That helps our channel, but also other channels that might be talking about similar topics. As you know, here on the channel, we don't just talk about Sandoval or Real Housewives. We talk about everything in pop culture. Be sure to check out, though, the videos that we dropped just yesterday and the day before. Kim Zolciak. Oh my goodness, that situation's getting ugly. I got another thing I got to talk to you guys about in regards to that, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I can't be here for too long. I got some other stuff to talk about. We talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings dropping, like major dropping. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But this is our Vanderpump Rules recap, and stay tuned. There will be a part 2 of my conversation and recap of Young, Famous, and African on Netflix. So if you haven't watched the final 4 or 5 episodes, this is your time to catch up. I'm gonna catch up tonight because I've been watching it, but I need to rewatch. You know what I'm saying? So we can finally close out our recap of Young, Famous, and African on Netflix. So if you enjoy content like that, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to turn on your notifications. Happy Pride Month! I didn't forget. I gotta change up the set. I will. Happy Pride Month. What will I be doing for Pride? Nothing. The same thing I do every year for Pride. Work. Anyways, let's get into this Vanderpump Rules reunion recap for part 2. At the top, this is where we have Lala and James going off. LVP is getting involved, and they accuse LVP of sticking up too much for Sandoval. And a lot of you have said that as well. A lot of you said that she's sticking up too much for him. But I said, no, we need a balance in regards to what's happening on this cast. We can't have everybody beating up on Sandoval this entire reunion, especially LVP, because I take LVP more like a mother figure, a matriarch of the entire group, and she's an executive producer. So I don't expect her to beat up on Sandoval. I expect her to be a lot more level-headed than these wannabe models and actors and DJs. So they accuse her of that, but then James, you know, he gets all huffy and puffy and stormed off the stage. James, y'all told me that at some point during the seasons that I'm watching that I will probably fall in love with James. I have seen clips in this current season of James, and I'm waiting for it to happen. He's not lovable at all. He's very problematic in the way he speaks to people. And the constant theatrics of getting off the stage. Why are you storming off the stage, James? This is not about you. And Ariana, I'm giving you the side eye because you are using these two people as your hench people. No, girl, speak that talk for yourself. She did, though, in part 2. I give it to Ariana. In part 2, she did speak up more for herself. But you can see her going like this entire time, like, girl, this is your show right now. Step up or step off. Oh, for those that don't realize, we're team no one over here. we call a thing a thing. Okay? Natasha says, I love James. You're not the only one. Apparently, a lot of people love James. I don't. And everyone has a right to like and not like who they want here, if you didn't know. Everyone has a right to like that. Russ says that James is an acquired taste. I'm waiting for that for that to happen. It's not happening. But you know, I'm a very finicky eater, so then there's that. So we have James, he steps off. Lala, okay, did anyone else notice? Did Lala hear exactly when Sandoval said that she pulled out her IUD the day she heard that Stassi was pregnant? I'm glad in part 2, though, we weren't just talking about Sandoval. I'm glad that they were talking a little bit more about everyone else's stuff. Like, we move on to talk about Lala and her situation with Randall, because you know the situation with Randall. Now there's a whole documentary about Randall and him being like a mini Harvey Weinstein. If anything, he might be a little worse. He had assistants moving things. Okay, and he didn't even have real money. But I love how the producers were really just fact checking Lala and her saying, "Oh, you know, we met at Sir. This situation wasn't what it, the way people made it out to be. And then they dropped the receipts. And then I saw video footage of when she was getting her hair colored with Stassi and pretty much admitting, yeah, we slept on the first date. She locked it down on the first date. And the next day he bought her a Range Rover. And then she would put on different wigs and pretend like it was a casting couch, like it was funny. Okay. So Lala is not the most credible person to say anything in any of these situations, but none of them are really. The only one really could say anything is like Katie or LVP. So they really go through Lala's situation this season. And of course, Randall, the reason why we don't see Ocean on the show, Randall sent a legal letter saying that he does not want her on the show. He does not want her on the show. His daughter Ocean on the show, which he has the legal right to do that. However, you could fight it in court. I'm guessing Lala decides she doesn't want to fight it in court. I don't blame her. Because this show is not really for a kid to be on. This is not like The Real Housewives. This is not Kenya Moore. So they also talk about that LA Times expose about Randall and all of his dirty deeds. Okay? All right? She says that she denied that Randall hit her. She in this reunion denies that Randall hit her on the first date, but then the producers actually played the video footage where she admits that he did. But she tried to spin it and be like, well, it really wasn't the first date because we did all these auditions and that. Girl, you said what you said, Lala. Now send all of that to Daryl. Wait, did you send the legal letter to Daryl? I'm asking for a friend. The friend is all of us. Did you send that legal letter did he send the legal letter to Daryl? I'm assuming he did. Maybe Daryl's new to her. I don't know. So, and then I got to see the full scene where she talks about putting on different wigs and pretending like she's on a casting couch with Randall. Do I still have, look, I know I still have that picture. Yep, I do. Where is that picture? Yeah. She was in love with this one. Ugh. She was in love with this one. Lala, you want to rewrite history, but girl, it's not working. Especially when all of your history is on film. Just saying. Okay, and then all of a sudden it comes up where LVP says that James slept with Kristen in order to get on the show. You know, I've been watching the older seasons, and I said that too. I said it was clear that James and Kristen used each other so that he could be on the show. Then they played the footage of James admitting, yeah, either I was going to be with Kristen or I was going to be living with Sandoval in order to be on the show. But James wants to rewrite history and be like, well, I came with my own storyline and I see you should be grateful, LBB. You should be grateful. James, you should be grateful. You should be grateful. These folks really think that at the end of the day, that they are the show. You're not. I'm not going to say that you aren't important parts of the show and parts of seasons, but you are not the show. There are plenty of other wannabe actors and models in LA that will take your position for the new season. And honestly, that was part of the reason why the show was getting lackluster ratings in the last few years. They should have been revamping. They should have been pushing people out and bringing in new blood. Just saying. Anyways. So, shout out to Lala. She's been sober for 4.5 years. This leads into a conversation about James' sobriety when we go through, when Allie comes out. But James said in this particular segment that I've never signed an NDA. James, do you realize in your Bravo contract, there is an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement within it? Look, I haven't seen your contract, but I'm pretty sure there's a non-disclosure in that. I mean, I've seen some Bravo contracts. James is not the brightest person in the bunch. I'm just saying. Neither is Lala. He's like, I've never signed an NDA. You definitely did. You definitely did. Miss Brooklyn said California sober. What does that mean? What does does that mean? No, I kind of know what it means, but I want you to tell me what you mean. But no, congratulations to Lala. She says she's been sober for 4.5 years. And a lot of you said that Lala is definitely different off of alcohol versus her on alcohol. Stay tuned. I will definitely be caught up by it before season 11 in regards to all the past seasons. All right. Sandoval talks with Raquel. We have this segment where Sandoval talks with Raquel, and he's like, they're all trying to make us out to be liars. Like we're pathological liars. And we're like, no, we only lied about this one thing for 8 months. For 8 months. You guys you are pathological, especially Sandoval. And I already told you how I feel about Rachel. I don't know if she's a pathological liar, but she's definitely something. She's definitely something. So they have this separate scene. You know they purposely are not kissing each other on camera. Because you know they probably, I don't even think about it. So he has this conversation with Raquel. He says that Sheena is groveling to Katie to be back in the group. But I mean, look, no matter how you feel about Sandoval, some of what he's saying is true. We know, but that's the thing with Sheena, especially when I'm watching these old scenes. This is Sheena's MO. Like she's always trying to get back in with the group. She is definitely a pick-me. You guys told me that she is the quintessential pick-me. Oh, okay. Thank you, Norma. Norma says, Kempire, California sober is no alcohol, but you can smoke a pot. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because we all know that, I don't either or, but I can see that. I can see that. No judgments. No judgment. Okay. So he has this conversation with Rachel because she has to be in the trailer. See, this didn't work out for Rachel. I think Rachel thought maybe that Sheena would not be in the part of the reunion and that she would be the main because she has this big storyline. She probably thought that she was going to be the main person at the reunion. No, Sheena has been sitting there in part 1 and part 2. Raquel comes out in part 2 at the end. At the end. She really thought by this, filing restraining order that she was going to be good as gold. Oh, these thirsty mother fathers. That's that moment where she brings out the gold record for Andy with the good as gold thing. I was like, oh God, Sheena, please. Please, Sheena, please, girl. Like, I want to like Sheena because I really feel like she's probably, normal is not the word. She's not as problematic as the rest of this cast. You know what I mean? It's like she should be the most likable one. She really should be the Ariana. But she really isn't. She's just always trying to get in where she fits in. Deborah says, of course Sheena does. They always treat her like an outsider. Yeah, but she doesn't make it better. She walks around like an outsider. Let me say thank you. But Sue says, I'm over it, but something feels off with Ariana. Here's the thing. I feel like that with Ariana, but we've been saying this week after week. We're not sitting over here blinded by Ariana and, feeling sorry for Ariana completely. We do feel sorry for Ariana in a way because the way that Sandoval did this whole situation is low down and dirty. Low down and dirty. Sarai, thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on, let me bring it up. Sarai says, I felt for Sheena in this episode. Raquel and Sandoval are terrible people and we'll get what's coming to them. I did feel sorry for Sheena. At the end of the episode, Sheena, when she explains how much she's been there for Rachel, how, her deep friendship with Sandoval over the years, I did feel sorry for her because I really do believe that she wants to be a friend to all of these people. And I know you view that, not you, Sarai, but a lot of people view that as pick-me behavior. And it is, but I also think she genuinely wants to get along with everyone. You know what I mean? I don't think she's just trying to get along to be popular. Jay, thank you so much for the super chat. Jay says, Ari let her ugly side show. She's milking this. Ooh, I love y'all. Because, here, we're not like some of these other Twitter streets and social media. Y'all say it like it is, and I love it. Jay says, Ari let her ugly side show. She's milking this. But that leads to the question, shouldn't she? If that means she's going to make a quick dollar. Shouldn't she? I mean, I already told you, everyone that's on this show are failed actors and models. So they are, look, this is my moment. And you know she's making a ton of money. Last week, she told us she made $200,000 from the Something About Her merch. So, look, I can't be mad at her. I can't. Blue says, Ariana is not milking this. Please, this is her life. Hell, get paid. See, I mean, I can't be mad at that. Look, I can't be mad at that. Millennial says, millennials and money, love it. There's zero grace in this entire group. Annoying. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Hey, Norma. Norma says James was fired from Sir and shows zero grace for Tom. Yeah, they have none of them have grace. We were just saying that. All right. Let me say thank you, Sarai, for another super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Sarai says, it irritated me that they allowed racist Kristen back on the show, but I'm glad she didn't appear at the reunion. Oh, I know. And even the appearance that Kristen had on the show was a non-factor. We didn't need that scene with Kristen. She offered nothing. They could have kept that. And then they had on Watch What Happens Live. Isabel, thank you for the super chat. Isabel says, can we please talk about how devoid of emotion Rachel is? It's scary. She shows zero remorse. We've been talking about this for weeks. I told you, look, I'm not a doctor. However, I do have a degree in psychology. And I told you some of her behavior is questionable and concerning. And when you see that scene with Sheena crying, and all you see from her is like, well, maybe I should have wrote a note with that. And then she's just sort of like giving you this face. Hold on. Do I have the where's her face? Blank. Like she has no emotion. I don't think she should come back to the show, to be honest with you. Kay, thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Kay says Rachel is forked out on meds. Oh, she has no emotions. I don't know if it's meds. Because we've seen this behavior throughout the season, y'all. Shady Millennial, thank you so much for the super chat. Shady Millennial says, takeaway, James is cut. You know what? Shady Millennial, you are a mess. And Raquel's dad is Well, okay. Look, you know, we're going to jump around a little bit because this is a chaotic reunion. The reason why Shady is saying that is because when we go through James Kennedy's package when Allie comes out, they bring up the whole accusation that Raquel said he said some nasty things when they were leaving her parents' home, talking about her mom and the dad and da-da-da-da. He says, you know, they've said some terrible things to me. Well, one time my mother was asking if I was cut or uncut and this and circumcised and da-da-da-da. Do I believe that happened? Probably, because Rachel's weird, so I wouldn't be surprised that her parents are a little weird. But he has said some nasty things over the years that I'm just like, he's a nasty person. But we will revisit that. Guys, keep tapping your TikTok, keep tapping your screens. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, be sure to like the video. And for those that are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, be sure to like the video as well. All right. Let me just say thank you again. Sarai, thank you for another super chat. She says, Ariana better make that coin off her pain. Yes. Yeah, I can't be mad at her for making the money off of this. But I can also call her out when I'm like, just saying. Jay, thank you for another super chat. Jay says the show was literally built on Sheena's back. It started off as an offshoot of RHOBH with her affair with Eddie Cibrian, Brandy Glanville's ex-husband. Now Brandy's trying to get involved in this situation. Brandy, let me tell you something. You are done with Bravo and Peacock. After this whole situation with Ultimate Girls Trip, they are done with you. Did I tell you guys I met Brandy Glanville at BravoCon backstage? She literally said that she's desperate those weren't her words, but I could feel the desperation and the thirst that she wants to work. She wants to get back on. And that was before Ultimate Girls Trip. Now it's done. The door is closed. Brandy, even if you want to start stuff on social media, the door is closed. JE in my TikTok just asked the question, Kemper, do you think Rachel slept with Brock? That's the rumor that's out there. So that rumor does come up during the reunion. Not the specific rumor, but the whole idea of them all sleeping in the same bed together. And Sheena says that no, she did ask Brock, did she ever come on to you? And he was like, no. And he said the reason why she probably never did that because I never give her that energy. I don't know in regards to that rumor if I believe that rumor or not. To be honest with you, I don't know if I believe that rumor or not. Hold on, y'all. Let me just wait. I just missed. Hold on, y'all. I'm just trying to catch all your super chats and save them so we can get to them in a second. I don't know if I believe that rumor. I wouldn't put it past any of these guys. Remember, Rachel apparently hooked up with Brock's one of his groomsmen, one of his good friends. Remember that came out during the season. Do I think that Rachel's the pass around girl? Well, that's the only reason why I even got involved in recapping the show, because I literally had seen. I remember I covered the story with Garcelle's son. That's when I got a little invested. But then I heard she hooked up with Schwartz, and I was like, isn't Schwartz just getting a divorce? Because I don't watch the show, but I keep up on some of the news. And then the scandal, I said, oh, and I was like, okay, now I got to get involved. Because I was like, damn, she's involved in everything. She's involved in everything. And everyone. All right. Rewinding back. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Part 2 of their reunion. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to everyone that's sending in super chats. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel any way that you can. You can also support the channel with Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals, all of that. Thank you to all of you that do send that. We normally see that after the live, and we appreciate the support because, as you know, sometimes you say the wrong thing on YouTube and then they limit your video and then you don't get the ads revenue. So we appreciate you guys that support us, and shout out to our members. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. And happy Pride. It is Pride Month here. And after the live, I will be posting our fundraiser. So replay crew, you'll probably see the fundraiser here. Donate what you can. You know, we always do this every Pride Month, and it's been a while since we've done some sort of fundraiser. So stay tuned for that. So shout out to all of you. Appreciate you. Okay. Now she's a hoe at heart, Bridget. She's a hoe at heart. Damn. All right. So Sandoval has this conversation with Raquel. He's talking about they're making us out to be pathological liars. Raquel does bring up, though, that she's a little concerned about what she saw during the reunion, about the intimacy between Tom. And all Tom was doing, Girl, he lying to you too. He lying to you too. He's a pathological liar. I would never be with anyone like Tom. I couldn't even be friends with someone like Tom because he's a pathological liar. You would lie about anything. You would lie about the weather if you could. I couldn't be friends with him. Schwartz, I wish you luck. So she questions him about the intimacy, and all he does is a humana. He didn't convince me, but she's a little woo. So she probably believed him. And did you guys see that photo of Tom Sandoval on the plane on the phone with Rachel? And basically, who has their phone like this, especially on a plane, so that everybody can see what you're saying or who you're talking to? Very, very opportunistic. We don't care if you're on the phone with Rachel. You guys are not. I still have the hoe at heart arms up here. Let me take this down. Okay, hold on. Ozfly Girl said it was dispelled that Rachel was pregnant, but not that she was pregnant. Oh, sloppy. Look, sloppy. So Sandoval then gives an example of Ariana's reaction. So when he's talking about the issues that have been going on in their relationship, as you know, throughout this season, towards the end, they are specifically Sandoval is trying to make it seem like, oh my gosh, she's always coming at me. She thinks I'm dumb, because he is. And he talks about, like, she used to like help style me and help me, but then one day she was just like, I mean, you could do it yourself. You're like, you're good at that. And he made it like an issue. And I'm like, Sandoval, you are an idiot. You are an idiot. And it's very clear when you're not even a good liar. You're not even a good liar. Excuse me, y'all. Let me take a sip. Anyways. So Sandoval says that he wants to chat off camera with Rachel, but his producer Patrick is like, well, no, the group is having lunch right now and that's being filmed. If you're going to have a conversation with Rachel, we have to film it. And he's like, I'm gonna get a lift and I'm gonna get out of here. I am legally entitled to a break. And Patrick is like, you can take a break, but if you're gonna be having a conversation with Rachel, it has to be filmed. I don't know the legality behind that. Look, I don't know the legality behind that, but the fans appreciate it, I'm sure. Look, I'm sure the fans appreciate it. But he has like this fit. He has this fit about it. He's like, I'm legally entitled. I'm going to get a lift and get out of here. Hey, Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire says he wanted to coach her off camera. She admits later in this uncensored version of the reunion, Rachel admits that they've been talking about the reunion for a while now. And yeah, we've been prepping for the reunion. And she even also admits that they wanted to get, this is a quote, their story straight before they told Ariana. Because Sandoval felt like, Ariana's not going to be able to, be able to take how long this has been going on. So it makes me wonder, has this been going on longer than 8 months? Some people have said that this was going on when she was still with what's his name? James Kennedy. I don't know. Exactly. Sister says they could simply text each other. This is true. But maybe he wants to make out. I don't know. There's that rumor. Okay. Poor Patrick has to deal with these temper tantrums of these Bravo celebrities that think they're a lot more important than they really are. Okay. Ariana's in speaking with the rest of the group, because, they're all sitting together and eating and having lunch. She says that things will change once Raquel starts demanding being in a relationship. Very much like how cool and laid back Ariana was in the beginning of their relationship. She's saying as soon as Raquel expects him to be in a relationship and do the things that a relationship it requires, he's going to be done with her, cheat on her, whatever. Later in this episode, she says that she would like to return to the show. However, I don't think her parents will let her. I don't think her parents, because I think it's her parents that have been behind the restraining order. Recently, we haven't been live since then. Apparently, now they have had the FBI involved in regards to threats that they've been receiving, Rachel's been receiving. I believe it, because the Bravo universe is a mess. Some of y'all get not y'all, not us. Some of these people online get so emotionally invested and they don't realize threatening someone on social media, you can go to jail. Stop it. And here's the thing. Bravo, the stars of Vanderpump Rules, you guys aren't any better in inciting this type of behavior. I'm not saying that you're 100% responsible because these are grown people. However, Bravo has been benefiting from this. Production has been benefiting from this. And this cast has not been helpful in denouncing this type of behavior. LVP has. But the rest of this cast, they've been all about getting people riled up in regards to this. And they don't realize how dangerous that is and how they could be held responsible legally. Y'all better stop. Just saying. So Sheena, as you already know, because of restraining order, she can't have any contact with Rachel. Like she literally she has to be out of that studio before Rachel comes in. and then she's gonna watch in a trailer. I wonder if she watched in a different trailer and not in or in the trailer that Rachel was in. I mean, they all look alike. Chocolate Soul, thank you so much for the super chat. Chocolate Soul says Rachel probably got on meds to deal with James. Ooh, well, I mean, he is a lot. Like, I like Allie, like as a person. Like, I don't know her, but she seems like she's a decent person. I wish her luck with James. I know she said in this reunion that he's a different person. You know, I did watch the show on, you know, during the pandemic, and he's a different person than he is on the show. I don't think so. I don't think so. Norma, thank you so much for the super chat. Norma says, for another super chat, Norma says, Rachel is emotionally detached, grew up in a suburban bubble, was with James for 5 years, and was a beauty queen. Thus, deals with a smile at everything. Ew. It's a little disturbing. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. And that's why I feel like that means that her mental health is not in the right place to be on a show like this, to be honest. TS, thank you so much for the super chat. TS says, did you catch Sandoval saying green light under his breath, cueing Schwartz to pull out the bottle? I saw that, but then he made it seem like he didn't know what he was pulling out. Rewatch the scene and put the captions on. No, I saw it. I rewatched it. I was like, and that's initially what I thought, TS. When Sandoval said green light, I was like, is he cueing him for the pill bottle? But then when he pulled out the pill bottle, he made it seem like he didn't know what he was pulling out, and it was a bottle of Xanax. So, and then he was trying to be like, they can't question you about your medication. So basically, Schwartz is just a puppet. Just a puppet. Poor thing. Whoa, Schwartz. Where's my picture of Schwartz? Hold on. Whoa, Schwartz. Oh, Schwartz. Schwartz. Whoa, Schwartz. I don't feel sorry for him. Look, I don't feel sorry for him. Not at all. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. My Taurus sister. She says, if you look at the timeline, Tom started complaining to production and other people after he was already sleeping with Rachel. So I don't believe anything that comes out of Sandoval's mouth, to be honest with you. However, some of the stuff, especially when the other cast members are trying to be like holier than thou, I'm like, oh God, these people. Miss Conceitability, Concediality? Sorry. Thank you for the super chat. She says, y'all didn't notice how much nicer Sheena's trailer was than oh, come on. Come on. See, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying that much attention, but I'm glad you pointed it out. So according to Miss Concediality, she says, y'all didn't notice how much nicer Sheena's trailer was, laughing my ass off, than Rachel's. Wow. I really feel like production did not like Rachel. And I think because she put them in an awkward position with this restraining order. So they really they kept her in that trailer that entire time. She's showing up at the end of part 2. So part 3, because there's only 3 parts, right? I hope so. I don't need 4 parts. But you know they're going to be milking this entire thing. Okay? All right. All right. So Allie comes out. You know, Allie is James Kennedy's new girlfriend. She's new on the show. And like I said to you before, she said that she did end up watching the show during the pandemic. So she knows, you know, James's old behavior, but she said that's not who James is with her. But I didn't realize, guys, that she met James. Shout out to Zach. You know, I was just on Grace Report's channel recapping with Zach Reality on last week, and Allie is Zach's friend, and he was the one that brought Allie to meet James Kennedy. Well, at least to that event. That's where she met James. I didn't realize it was 6 weeks after he met after he broke up with Rachel. That was like, oh. 6 weeks after being with Rachel for 5 years? And now he's in this relationship with Allie? I'm sorry, Allie girl, you're the rebound. Look. You are the rebound. After being in this season, he's displaying behavior that it's very clear that he still has feelings for Rachel. Look, Rachel. Deborah says, Allie, please be careful. And that's the thing. I like Allie, but Allie, pull out those cards, girl. Because I think those cards will let you know that this is not the one. But here's the thing. I did find out when I did the recap with Zach Reality and Grace Report, her business is booming from being on this show. So then there's that. Her business, her reading tarot cards are booming. But she's a novice, right? Isn't she a novice in regards to reading chords? Y'all know who I go to. Shout out to Fem Tarot. If I'm going to go to someone that's going to read my chords, I need somebody that's been reading it for a long time. Just saying. Okay. 6 weeks after he broke up with Rachel, he got with Allie. And then we find out there was some sort of like screaming match between Allie and James. I'm not surprised, but I told you from the jump how I felt about Allie and this relationship with James. I was like, this is not going to fare well. James did buy a new house, though. Congratulations to him. He bought a new house. She's moving in, but she don't own it. How do you guys feel about that? That mean that he can kick her out at any time? Cammy, thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you. Miss Green, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Green says, how about Ariana, quote, telling Andy that Rachel and Sandoval would not be sitting next to each other after her and Tom sat holding hands, much to Kristen's dismay during season 2 reunion. I remember that. I did watch that. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Ariana, first of all, I'm trying to understand why you care if she sat next to him. I don't think they're going to be holding hands. I mean, I get why you don't want to see it, but her calling the shots, no, they're not saying, really? Really? Or maybe she doesn't want her in her view, like make her sit all the way over there. Maybe she's tempted to beat her up. I don't know. I did find that interesting, though. No, let them sit next to each other and hold hands. Ambi says, Ari said, no, ma'am, you're not moving. J.E. says, Ariana doesn't want to experience what she did to Kristen. Oh, I love our chats. Our chats on TikTok and on YouTube, you guys are shady. But I agree. And I'm glad that you point that out. Because remember, Kristen was all crying during her reunion. Like, Andy, can you tell them to stop? I don't want to see them doing this in front of me. Look. Just saying. You want to be on this reunion, stop trying to act all, innocent. Everybody's making money off of this sucker. Ms. Street says that Allie doesn't care if she's a rebound. Allie is getting everything she needs from this relationship. These people are very transactional. That is a word. That is a word. And like I just told you, her tarot card reading business is booming because of this. I mean, I'm not surprised. If you're on this show right now, I'm sure they're all making a pretty penny. Even Rachel and Tom Sandoval. He's still touring. Y'all still showing up to a Tom Sandoval show? Y'all ain't that mad. My thing is, look, I'm not one to be in the comments or all these craziness that people want to do. But you think if I don't like what Tom Sandoval did, you think I'm going up to Tom Sandoval and the extras, the most extras, whatever that thing is called? You think I'm going to go to his show? No, I'd much rather go see Countess Luann. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. All right. Moving on. So we have that package with Allie out there and James and what's going on with James in his life. And he talked about that whole situation with Raquel's mom and how she talked about his uncircumcised penis. All right. Then Sandoval brings up that they had some sort of like business deal that they were doing in Atlantic City. And they were talking about James's drinking. James is in therapy now. But apparently it's not helping with anger based off of this reunion alone. And Sandoval tells about he got so drunk, James, and belligerent that he slapped some woman's butt. And the woman had to sign off some sort of like, I guess, NDA so that she wouldn't talk about it. They probably paid her off too. Oh, not James Kennedy in a Me Too situation. I mean, it really is when you think about it. And that's what I'm saying. That's who y'all love, James Kennedy. And James like, you guys just show up and drink and I'm actually out there doing something. I'm making music, man. Okay, James, I'm still trying to find out where we're gonna find this album. I ain't never heard of you, besides being on this show. James says he's in therapy. Ariana, in that moment, when he says that he's in therapy and she defends his anger in this reunion, because they pointed out, like, I don't know if this therapy is helping you. And Ariana's like, well, it's different circumstances here. Yeah, because he's being your soldier, Ariana. No, you speak up for yourself. Let him work on his anger issues and all this craziness, getting in people's face, trying to fight. I don't like it. I don't like it, Ariana. I don't like to see this side of you. I'm okay with you making your money off of this whole situation and getting what you need to get out of it. Good for you. But having other people speak for you, I will never. Not at your big age. Not at your big age. Speak up for yourself. Because none of these people are really your friends. If they were like your real ride or dies, like if it was Sheena, I could understand. But Lala and James, I mean, y'all close, but y'all not that close. Come on. Look, come on. Anyways, moving on. We find out that James bought a new home. Then we move into Sheena, discussing being married for a year. I told you when we talked about this, when we found out that Sheena had been married for a year before before letting us know in that scene, I was like, she obviously didn't want to say it because she wanted that to be her storyline. What was Sheena's storyline this season? It was her marriage, her getting married in Mexico. Don't play in our faces. Look, don't play in our faces. It's okay, Sheena. They're not kicking you off the show. But that was her storyline. We're going to get married again. Well, this is her second marriage. Ooh, Norma, I'm so glad I saw this comment. I don't know who Kempire is, but word on the street, Ariana made over $1 million from this. I believe that. Anyone else? Because Bravo made millions off of this, right? Did y'all know that? I can only imagine how much Bravo has made off of this situation. Because between advertisers, oh my God, they made a lot of money. So I believe Ariana has made $1 million off of this. She better get her taxes in order, though. I'm just saying. Just don't get caught up, Ariana. But no, I think Ariana's smarter than that. Sandoval. But Sandoval has profited from this as well. I told y'all still going to watch him in that damn Most Extras tour around the country to sing cover songs. Lackluster covers. Look, lackluster vocals. You know what? Someone said, hold on. Bridget, you are on fire today. Bridget says Lala ate her out in the back of the car, I remember, and Sandoval was driving. They are very close. Just because you eat someone out, look, we've got to do a Kempire After Dark at some point, y'all. Maybe today. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. You just never know when I'm going to go, okay? Just because you eat somebody out doesn't mean that you're close, okay? Chocolate Chunk says that supposedly the 1 million has not come in yet. I think it's projected, but I believe that her salary is like 500,000. Yeah, I don't believe she has a 1 million in the bank right now, but by the end of all this, I definitely think she'll be well over 1 million. Good for her, though. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. If anybody should profit off of this whole situation, I want her to profit more than Bravo, but they already have. They profit way before she does. And so does Andy Cohen and Watch What Happens Live. They haven't seen these types of ratings for Watch What Happens Live in forever. Oh my gosh. All right. There's still more for me to talk about, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Vanderpump Rules reunion for season 10, part 2. If you're part of the replay crew, or or if you're part of our later on crew, be sure to let us know where you're watching from, how you would rate part 2 of the Vanderpump Rules reunion, and your thoughts on all the things that happened in the reunion. Feel free to write a long comment letting us know your thoughts on this reunion. Live chat, how would you rate this reunion? Hold on, y'all. Let me save this. Someone said funky. Look, funky, not funky. All right. I'm gonna have to go back, y'all. Hold on. Norman says, Kempire, the 1 million is from endorsements like commercials. Oh yeah, like she made a lot of money off of, when everyone thought that Ariana was moving out of the home she shares with Sandoval. No, she wasn't moving out. That was an endorsement that she had gotten. And I'm pretty sure that alone was, that was a good one, probably. It was a good one. So, right, thank you so much for another super chat. So, right says, now who is spending money to see Funky Sandoval? If y'all don't get y'all Beyonce tickets like the rest of well, I'm sure the Sandoval's tickets are far less than the Beyonce tickets. I hope so, because if y'all paying big top dollar to see that man, just saying. All right. So then we get some back and forth between Ariana and Sandoval during this reunion. Okay. During Sheena's her segment. So Sheena opens up about the restraining order. She talked about how it's affecting her. She can't even focus on being a parent right now because of the legal situation that she's dealing with. LVP thinks that Sheena might have slapped her. Them talking about, look, I get it. They're friends. They're trying to defend Sheena. They don't want Sheena to get in trouble. You can get some real trouble. Even though we find out Rachel gives the information to Annie to show Sheena that she's dropping the restraining order. But here's the thing. We already know if the prosecutors feel like they have a case, they can move on without the victim. I'm just saying, like, there could have been charges because Sandoval remains silent, and then he says, "Oh, I was on the phone when Sheena says I slapped that And he said this during the finale too. And look, do I believe Sandoval? I do. I do believe Sandoval. I do believe that Sheena did punch her because Sheena's scientific explanation. She's like, I can't even make a fist. I can't even make a fist, y'all. Scientifically, it's impossible. I can't even make a fist. It's not. Look, I believe Sheena did it. However, if there was ever a friendship between Sandoval and look, if there was ever a real friendship between Sandoval and Sheena, you would just be quiet. The reunion is not the court of law. You're not on the stand. You don't have to say anything. But he already said it during the finale. And I know she's dropping the charges. However, or the restraining order. However, is Tom the Concerts free? Well, that makes sense. Deborah says that he said Sheena punched. See, that's the thing. I believe it. I believe it happened, but do I think that Tom was a friend to Sheena by saying it on the reunion or saying it on the show? No. He could have lied because, like I said, she has a little kid. She just got married. Come on. Just say nothing. He's like, I'm not saying anything. That's all I would have been like, I'm not saying anything. I know what I heard, but I'm not saying anything. But that's when Ariana gets involved too. So it goes into, because he says at one point, Tom says he doesn't want to be malicious. And Ariana goes in on him. All right. She's like, malicious? She was like, you better just be quiet. At one point, she shushed him. Y'all ever saw that part? Ariana, she was like, shh. Because they weren't even talking about him. They weren't even, he had no involvement. Lala and Sheena were having a moment, and he wants to get involved. And she's like, shh. And he shut up, though. He shut up. We've seen this interaction between Ariana and Tom for a long time. So when she said, shh, and he shushed, I was like, damn, she still controls him. She still controls him. Anyways, so So then they talk about Sheena and when she knew. And Sheena says she found out pretty late, and she did have a conversation with Ariana about the suspicions, and Ariana downplayed them. All right. Which led into a battle between Ariana and Tom talking about coaching each other. Because Tom has been alluding that they have not told their full story on the show. But Andy brings up, well, Ariana has talked about, her body issues, their sexual issues. So she has shared a lot on the show. Here's the thing, though. A lot of you have said, as I've been getting well-versed on Vanderpump Rules, a lot of you have said, yeah, you don't believe that their relationship was 100% on the show, that they would only show as much as they wanted to show on the show. I believe that, too, though. Based on what I've seen, I do believe that. I do believe that Ariana is calculated, but I also think that Tom Sandoval is very calculated. Just saying. But she says that she feels like she's been very honest on camera. Tom says that they did hide a lot of their issues. LVP asked Tom why he would do that when he would call everyone else out in regards to not showing up and being honest and sharing their stories. So, but like I said to you before, Andy brings up that she's talked about like her body issues, her sex life issues. But then Ariana calls Tom out for tactics that he used to coach her on. And then he was like, no, you were the one with those tactics. You were the one that told me that mother effer. LVP was like, did you just call her a mother effer? Yes, he did. And I'm glad she pointed it out to him. Like, did you just call her a mother effer? He did. He has no respect. He has no respect. But we already knew he had no respect for Ariana. The way that he cheated on her, the way this all went down, he had no respect for her. So Raquel has this, the documents for the dismissal of this restraining order, and he shows it to Sheena in this next segment. Raquel in the trailer says that maybe she should have added a letter, because she does feel a little sorry after seeing Sheena break down and talk about how much she had been there for Rachel. Rachel had stayed with her. But all you see is no emotion from Rachel. So no emotion. So that's when Tom said that it wasn't malicious in regards to, hold on. Oh, yeah. So he said that it wasn't malicious. And this is where Ariana jumps in. It's just like, you better watch what you say. And he was like, oh, well, it wasn't malicious intent in regards to what he was doing. So then we get this scene. And for those of you that watched the live version, was this included? This one-on-one with Andy and Rachel? So she talks about when it started getting romantic, and she says it was right after the girls trip. You remember when she had the little girls trip with Katie and Lala, and she left really quickly. So she says that that is when the relationship started. So that night, okay, when her and Sheena went, not Sheena. Oh yeah, it was Sheena. Sheena was there for guys' night. All right. She says that Tom made her feel seen. She said she thought that her and Ariana, I don't know if she felt like her and Ariana could be friends after this whole situation, but she had some sort of delusion that they could come to a better place after telling Ariana that she had been cheating with her long-term partner. Delusional. All right. Raquel thought that Tom would break up with Ariana so that they could start dating. So her intention was to have a full-on relationship with Tom Sandoval. All right. Raquel said that she believed that maybe Ariana didn't want to know, because that has been something that Tom has been saying. Like, I don't think that she wanted to know, and then he made it seem like she could have easily found out. She could have followed me to this place, and it seems as if Raquel was also believing that too. And Andy points out, it sounds like you guys are blaming Ariana for not finding out that you guys have been cheating or having this affair for 8 months. Alexandra, my TikTok says, Raquel thought that since they all cheated and stayed friends, that it would work for them, that would be the same for her. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that is what she thought, because we've seen what this group has done over the years. But she just did it in the worst way. She did it in the worst way. All right. Raquel says that she, what did I write here, Raquel? Oh, no. So Tom and Raquel wanted to get their stories together, their stories straight. She says this to Andy in this one-on-one, and that they did prep, and they had been prepping for a while before the reunion. They were prepping for the reunion. She says that she does want to come back. Rachel wants to come back to the show, y'all. Do you guys want Rachel to come back? She says that she wants to come back to the show. She doesn't know. She says that that's in question right now. And I think that's only in question because of her parents. Her parents really pulled, I think they finance her life. So I think they're the ones saying, you don't need to go back to that show. She's not even in California right now. Isn't she in Arizona? So she says she wants to come back. But she also says that she's scared to see Ariana. I would be too. She hasn't seen Ariana since all this broke out. But she did have the initial, when Ariana found out, Ariana told her, I need you to tell me everything that happened because Tom will not tell me everything that happened. And she says she told Ariana everything that happened. So we see Rachel get prepared to come out and be part of the group. That's where we have that moment with Sandoval and Schwartz. We have that moment where he's like, green light, and then Sandoval, Schwartz takes out his Xanax, and he takes his Xanax, and everyone's like, why do you need Xanax right now? You're not even in the hot seat. But maybe that Xanax really was meant for Tom Sandoval. Here's the thing, though. I don't like how this group of people get all like, if he needs to take an Xanax, even if you don't feel like he's in the hot seat, doesn't mean he doesn't have an anxiety. Y'all really downplay. Look, y'all. I feel like they remember I was watching the old season. I felt like they downplayed his remember he had a panic attack when he was working for Lisa Vanderpump, and they downplayed that, especially Lisa. I was like, if he needs one, let him take one. And you saw how Andy Cohen was looking at the bottle. He was like, oh, I could take one of these. Okay, Andy. And that's how the reunion ends. We don't get anything besides that one-on-one with Rachel in this episode. But we end this off with Rachel coming on to the reunion set. Okay. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We have already almost 1,400 people watching on social media. We appreciate you guys being here for our replay crew or later on crew. Be sure to let us know what you thought of the reunion, how you would rate the reunion as well. Someone asked if it was hot here in New York. It is. It was 80 degrees. It's gone down. It went up to like 82 degrees today here in New York City. Like, calm down. But then it drops dramatically. I was out yesterday and I had wore some shorts and it was hot. And then when I was done shopping, I came out and I was like, oh, it's freezing now. I don't know what's happened, but I love spring weather. Just saying, whatever. Guys, be sure to like the video if you haven't already. We have, like I said before, over almost 1,400 people watching on multiple platforms. Let's get to, how many we got? 1,300? I'm going to carry the one. But let's get to 550 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Let me say thank you for the people that have sent in super chats and for supporting the channel. Tay Baby, thank you so much for the super chat. She says she's definitely catching bank. She was in a big commercial they showed last night. Almost over 2 million live viewers last week. Season high. Yeah, they're all every last person is making bank off of this show. I told you, even Allie's making tons of money off the show. Mrs. D Green, thank you so much for the super chat. Mrs. D Green says, you and the accents kept. Sorry, like terrible. I know. Like I got to work on my accents. La Heathers, thank you so much for the super chat. Did you see Ariana as Sheena's backup dancer in season 1? Oh yeah, I did see that. Oh my goodness, guys, be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Russ, it says it's 93 here in New Hampshire. Ooh. Ew. What is going on? And then Veronica says it's hot as hell here in Louisiana. Temperature check where you are. Let me know what's the temperature, whatever city that you're located in, but let us know what city that you're in. I want to see. All right, members, I'm going to drop the call and link first for our Senior Royals on the community tab. Again, happy Pride Month. After the live, we will be posting the fundraiser that we will be doing this month here on the channel. So donate what you can. It is Pride Month, so we'll be choosing a Pride-related organization that we will be raising money for this month, okay? All right. Members, Senior Royals, I'm dropping the call and link for you first. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter. I see you guys. I see ya. Oh, and I just posted that. I know one day I would do that. Delete. Look, delete. I almost posted it publicly. All right. Senior Royals, I dropped the call and link for you. Royal Court members, I'm dropping the call and link for you. And Team Kempire members, I'm dropping the call and link next for you. All right, it's 90 in Indiana, 70, not 77 in Miami, 90 degrees in Arizona. It's in New York City, 70. Well, now it's 77. It was 82 earlier. 67 in West Los Angeles, really? Thank you so much, Hollis says, I'm enjoying your perspective. I appreciate that. It's 78 here in Jacksonville, Florida, 89 in Cincinnati, 82 in North Carolina, 83 in the Bahamas. Is that? Yeah, in the Bahamas, but feels like 92. Damn. 90 in Austin. K-Rock said, I just love this chat group. 84 in SoCal, 86 in Dallas, Texas. So everywhere is hot. Everywhere is hot. Replay crew, be sure to let me know as well what temperature it is in your city. All right. Crystal says, Raquel is making me nervous. How calm she is. Sis is dangerous. She is. I could never be friends with her or Tom Sandoval after this. Not real friends. I would always have my eye like them. Always one eye on them. 94 in Hartford, Connecticut. 77 in Utah. Oh my goodness. 83 in Alabama. 83 in Storming in Tampa. Lord. Maciel says, all these people are cheaters and they all want to pretend that they are all saints, throwing stones at a glass house. Also, Ariana is not 100% innocent in this situation. Look, we've talked about it and we only have one more part, I believe, right? This is only a 3-part reunion. I don't think it needs to be 4. We only have one more part to this reunion and I will be done with it. Don't be surprised though that Bravo's going to milk this. There'll be some sort of like secrets revealed episode, but I'm done with it because what secrets can they reveal at this point? All right, let's get to some callers because you know what time it is. It's dinner time, so I want to get to some of the callers. First. Members first. Shout out to all of our members. You guys will get 2 minutes to share your thoughts on the latest episode of Vanderpump Rules. Oh, exactly. Miss Brooklyn Diamond says, or an aftermath episode. I don't need it. I'm done with them. It's 53 in London, England, but it's nighttime. Well, that makes sense. What was it during the day? I had a good time in London. All right. Let me get to the callers. All right. Tiana's backstage. Hold on. Tiana, what's going on? Oh, wait, Tiana, don't say anything. Let me just switch to my caller and put my disclaimer.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Here we go. We're going to put up that. Okay. What do you have to say, Tiana?
Okay, I'm going to be really, really quick. Because I watched part 2. I think part 1 was, I think that's kind of how the reunions go. Like part 1's the most interesting. Part 2 is like, oh, okay, it's okay. And then they kind of end with a bang on part 3. But I know that we've actually had conversations going back to Real Housewives of New Jersey about what happens when a housewife or a cast member feels like they have power and how that kind of messes up with the dynamic. So I wonder what the next season of Vanderpump Rules is actually going to look like. Now that, I mean, even when you had that little moment of it with the whole chair situation,
Yeah.
and when you had Ariana like, no, he's not going to scoot over, Raquel's going to sit there. I wonder what that dynamic is going to look like between, not Raquel, or with Ariana and production. Now that she's kind of like, okay, if you're friends with this person, you can't be friends with me. What is that going to look like filming next season? Are we just going to have like, this? Are we going to have Team Ariana over here, and then we're going to have Team Tom over here with no intersecting storylines? Because then it doesn't become interesting.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what that's going to look like, and I wonder if Ariana is prepared, to bow out and to leave, because production is going to be, they're going to try and get her and Tom in a room.
Yeah.
And she's not going to be able to just not film. She's not going to be able to dictate, or, and I think with what everyone's kind of riled around her, because of, what happened. But next season is going to be different. We can't just have you guys over here, them over there, and no kind of party, restaurant opening without you guys seeing each other. So I wonder if Ariana, or maybe Ariana might say she's done. I don't know. I just wonder what that's going to look like now that they've kind of given her a little bit of control. And what happens, when cast members think they have more control than what they actually do.
That part.
So
all right. Thank you so much for calling in, Tiana.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care. All right. Guys, you just joined us. We're taking some callers talking about Vanderpump Rules Reunion Part 2. Someone in my TikTok chat said there is another episode on June 14th. Is that going to be a Part 4? I don't think we need a Part 4. Do y'all think we really need a Part 4? Someone get back to me. What the hell is that? Bernadetta, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Bernadetta?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I always look forward to this every week. This is so fun. Love the community involvement.
Thank you.
So obviously I agree with Tiana that just called in that, part 1 was like a, huge splash, and part 2 was a little bit more lackluster. We had to get through like all of the other reunion business with everyone else's storylines and whatnot, which is fine. Like, we have to do it. So with this part, the devil was truly in the details when it comes to like new information that we learned. And what I found most interesting was that Tom fully got bamboozled, did not know that Raquel was watching everything going down in the trailer. So he was trying to manipulate and have that like off-camera conversation once he discovered that she was listening in on everything. And she heard that Sheena said Tom and Ariana began becoming intimate again in January. And his hilarious excuse was that she started complimenting his fashions again. I fell out of my chair. I was like, so again, we see like another tiny tidbit example of how much of a narcissist he is, or has narcissistic tendencies, because if somebody fuels your ego, boom, straight to bed, basically. If not, if she's giving him, some constructive criticism about something as simple as an outfit, oh, this relationship has gone down the toilet and I need to go sleep with someone else. So that's one thing that I noticed. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much for calling in, Brian.
Looking forward to part 3. Okay, have a great day.
You too. Take care. And apparently, Miss Esquire says, isn't part 4 supposed to be just Tom, Rachel, and Ariana? Let me tell you something. No, we don't need no part 4 with just them, because we're literally getting those one-on-ones throughout part 1, part 2, and part 3. I don't need a whole part 4 of them saying the same thing. Look, I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? All right, let me get to some more members of the channel. Wendy, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Wendy? Oh, all right.
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so last week I called in and I said, I think this is all staged. They're all acting. This is more giving me more proof now than ever that this is all staged. I'm just saying, come on, this is just, come on now. These people, their mamas must do not like them at all, the way they're acting. Yes, whenever somebody acts stupid, I say your mama don't like you. So, but yeah, I'm just saying this has to be staged. And James is ridiculous. Lala, she tries to backtrack and says she didn't sleep with Randall the first night. She gave it to him the first night she met him. Come on now. We ain't that stupid. You said it, own it. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to be less than a minute. Oh. Love you.
Thank you so much for calling in, Wendy. All right. I'm going to bring up Norma next. What's going on, Norma?
Oh my, not your mama don't like you. Uh,
I'm
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yay!
And may it last for the rest of the year and on.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to say some things that people may not like.
We know we like those.
First of all, when Lala was talking about the Randall scandal and they said something about the LA Times, she said, oh, and I said it in the chat and I got in trouble for that, but she said an expletive because she didn't want her stuff out there. Meanwhile, she is the number one champion of putting this story, which is none of her business, all out there for everyone to see.
Mm.
Allie is as blind as a bat because she's making the same excuses Ariana made when she started dating Tom.
Ooh.
And speaking of Ariana, you know me, boots on the ground.
Yes.
Had to go to what's the name of it? Something about her.
Yes.
It's a cute little eatery, but personally, after this whole thing fades, I don't think it's got legs. I think Schwartz and Sandy is going to last much longer than something about her.
Why is that?
Because where it's located, it's right near the Abbey, unless they're open after hours. But right next to it is Sir. And that part of it's like Melrose and Robertson. That part, there's a lot of high-end shops and nice eateries and restaurants that it doesn't have the foot traffic. While Schwartz and Sandy is in a new neighborhood in Hollywood with a lot of artsy-fartsy people with a lot of bars. So you'll go bar hopping. But to get to something about her, you have to really make an effort. There's no parking. It's construction going all around. It's not in an ideal location. They're going to make bank. Oh, and making bank. Raquel's the only one not making bank off of this. Everybody's made bank but Raquel, I feel.
Yeah.
But I don't predict, unless the show goes on and on and on, I think maybe a year or two, 3 tops. I don't think it's going to do much more business. It's the novelty. But Watering Hole, which is what Shorts and Sandy is going to last long. Many blessings to you. Happy Pride Month. And I hope you and Andy make beautiful babies.
Oh, you know
together.
what? Get out of here, Norma. Goodbye. Mm-mm. Norma, first of all, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I like people that are upstanding, okay? I can't date someone that... You saw how he was looking at that Xanax bottle. I'm just saying, come on, come on. Sarai, thank you so much for another super chat. You've been super generous. Thank you. Sarai says, so Tom was sitting, getting down with Ariana, still while having an affair with Raquel. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, nasty. Nasty. All right. Y'all are a mess. All right, Kendall's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Kendall?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. It's 88 degrees here. We just had rain, wind, and hail. We've had storms off and on for 3 or 4 days.
Oh my God. Where are you?
We're doing good. Got a new kitchen this weekend. Husband put in new cabinets. Only thing left is to put up the backsplash and the kitchen will be done.
Love that. Okay. Thoughts on Vanderpump Rules?
Too. Anyway, so my thoughts are real quick. The thing that's coming up in the 3rd episode, there are several things, but Rachel just went to Texas. She was walking through the Austin airport. She had on a big, huge coat. You know how they hide their bellies with a huge coat and everything else? They never got a front view of her, only side with this coat covering up her butt and her belly. And it was like a 3X coat. And so why is she in Texas? Why is she hiding her body? Because the little dress that she wore to the reunion was slouchy. And what was she wiping off of her dress before she came on? Did you see that in the film?
Yes, I did.
And then the whole thing about where's the lead singer at? I still think the lead singer, the female lead singer that disappeared from the extras, has something to do with all of this. She's gone and nobody knows where she's at. Nobody's talking. Haven't even heard this girl's name, but I'm digging and trying to find it. I still think she has something to do with it. So if Rachel's not pregnant now, maybe she was. Maybe that's a bombshell. Or maybe it's the lead singer. Just my opinion. I don't have any proof of it, but I've been digging on that fact since I heard it, and you've only heard it like twice. So,
All right.
anyways, I'll get off of here. Let
Thanks,
everybody
Kendall.
else talk. I love your show. I love everybody. Your mods are great, and everybody has a great point of view. This is the best discussion on YouTube.
Thank you so much, Kendall. Take care.
Have a great day. I love you.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye. All right. Live chat, I know you want to have an opportunity to call in. We're almost at 600 likes. Can we get to 600 likes and I'll drop the call-in link for the general audience so you can share your thoughts on Vanderpump Rules, the reunion. Sarai, thank you so much for another super chat. Sarai, Sarai. Sarai says, Kempire plus Andy equals candy. We ship it. Y'all better stop with that. Andy could be my daddy. Oh, I bet he wants to be. No, I'm playing. No, come on now. Ew. Joe, I'm gonna bring up next. What's going on, Joe?
I don't know. You keep saying ill, but you've brought up the Andy thing a couple of times now.
They keep bringing
I
it
think
up.
Kind of you're like it. Come on now, Kempire.
No.
Anyways, I know that we all talk about Tom, liking his ego to be stroked, but I think that's really his mojo because that's what narcissists do, right?
Mhm.
And I think for the longest time in his relationship with Ariana, I think at some point he probably felt emasculated because I think he probably is always on the wrong, at least in their arguments. So he's probably finding for someone that that will just say yes or it's at the same cognitive level as he is. So maybe that's how he and Raquel have been bonding together. And I know that you don't like this too much, but I kind of dig the teamwork that the majority of the Vanderpump cast Rules has, because I know that Sheena, for example, doesn't want to talk about the situation. But when Andy was asking about like, well, did anyone believe that Sheena could actually punch Raquel? Like all Sheena had to do was like make a gesture about her nails, and then Katie jumped in. It's like, well, look at her nails. Like like she can't make a fist. So that's probably the only semblance of teamwork that I've seen in Vanderpump Rules since this season's since the series started.
Wow.
And I know that it's around dinner time for you, so I'll keep this short. It was a response to a commentary that you made to a comment that was made on this live about not necessarily being close to someone, even if that someone already ate her out. Are you speaking from experience, Kempire?
You know what, Joe? You always come in here being messy. Goodbye. Goodbye, Joe. Y'all are so messy tonight. Behave yourselves. Guys, we're almost at 600 likes. Let's get to 600 likes, and we will drop the call link for the general audience so they can share their quick thoughts. Quick thoughts. We're almost there. And we have over 1,200, almost 1,300 people watching on multiple platforms. Not y'all trying to come for me. I'm not talking from personal experience. Well, hold on. Let me think. All right. We're going to bring up Miss Bernice first. Hold on, Miss Bernice. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
You got me watching this crazy show so I can call in. Now, let me get my thoughts right, because I don't understand why Lala and James is so invested in the relationship with Ariana, Tom, and Rachel. That was getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
And Tom Schwartz and Sandoval, because Katie kept saying, you didn't notice that she kept saying, well, you friends with everybody, talking about Schwartz. So she was jealous of any relationship he had with anybody else. She said that out of her mouth. She said, you had time for everybody but me. So you a needy woman. So you don't want your man to work or do anything. You just want him to be stuck by your side.
Oh.
Well, you said it because I'm sorry, Tom are just Freddie and Shaggy from the Mystery Machine. Come on. And Katie is the mean Velma.
No, not me, Thelma. Oh my God.
That's what Katie is, the mean Velma. And Tom Sandoval and Ariana, they're just another version of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yes, they are. They have a toxic, codependent relationship. I don't like you, you don't like me, but we stuck. We don't know how to get out of it. So you do what you want to do, I do what I want to do. And on the outside, looking in, we got the perfect relationship. But we know we ain't crap. And now Ariana, it's my time to make money off of it because I'm the victim.
All right, Miss Bernice. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, kiddo. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with the whole situation with Katie. First of all, I'm so glad that Miss Bernice even brought up Katie because I completely forgot about the whole situation that she said, because there was a battle between Katie and Schwartz on him being a people pleaser versus, oh no, I'm a people person. No, you are a people pleaser and you never have Katie's back. And she was your wife. And I don't blame her for divorcing him. But she said you are a serial killer's wet dream because you are being friends with everything and everyone. And that's where he was talking about his relationship with Sheena and Brock. And he's like, Brock just came around and you had Brock's back over mine. And I've been your girlfriend and your wife for years. I don't blame Katie for leaving that man. I don't. I really don't. Good for Katie. All right, general audience, we hit over 600 likes, but keep liking the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We appreciate you. Live chat. Like the video, but replay crew, please also like the video as well. And don't forget to subscribe. We're going to bring up Miss Esquire next. She's one of our members backstage. What's going on, Miss Esquire? Miss Esquire, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Miss Esquire, can you call back in? Drop out and call back in. For some reason, I cannot hear you. That was strange. That was weird. Miss Esquire will call back because I know she's got something to say. Deborah says, hold on. Where did Deborah go? Deborah says, Katie equals a mean girl. Here's the thing. Katie can be a mean girl and what I just said be true. She was a mean girl. She was a mean girl this season on how she was treating Rachel, but she still could have used her husband. She could have had, her husband have her back because he was still her husband during this time. Now they're divorced. Good for her. I hope we see Katie get married to some new man that actually is not a doppelganger of Schwartz. Just saying. All right. Guys, I just dropped the call in link. We're going to take a couple of callers. General audience, you will get 1 minute to share your thoughts on the latest episode, part 2 of the Vanderpump Rules season 10 reunion. I'm going to bring up Miss P first. Hold on. What's going on, Miss P?
Thank you, Kempire. First of all, Raquel is not a mistress. Everybody want to claim a wife has a whole different status.
Oh.
Ariana didn't want to be a wife. She wanted to be a girlfriend. I mean, hey, that's what happens. And she did know. If you listen to the stories, he did ask her to leave. I mean, told her he didn't want to be with her. And then she says, well, you got back in my bed. They weren't having sex. They was just still in the bed together. So Ariana, I think that she made a big deal because everybody else knew, and it was going to eventually come out. So she wanted to play the victim. She's going to tell everybody not to be friends with him. They're still going to be friends with him because they want to get that check. So she is going to do what he said and bow out of the show. That had been her threat from the beginning, that if they broke up, she was leaving the show. So I think that right now she's trying to force everybody's hand, but she's going to leave, and she is not a victim. Okay. Thank you, Kempire.
Thank you, Ms. P, for calling in. I love when you guys have differing opinions. I really do, especially when we were talking about Vanderpump Rules. Okay. Y'all are a mess. I will get to that in a second. Let me bring up Miss Esquire. Okay, shout out to our members. Again, if you're a member of the channel, just remind me, just in case I forget, because you will get 2 minutes to share your thoughts versus our general audience that will get 1 minute to share their thoughts. And we always really try to get through all of the callers, so please respect the time. All right, I'm going to bring up Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire, are you there? Why can't I hear Miss Esquire? Something's going on, Miss Esquire. Something's going on. I cannot hear you. And you know Miss Esquire got something good to say. Miss Esquire, I don't know what's going on. It's not letting you be great. All right, we're going to bring up Nikki next. We're going to bring up Nikki. Nikki, what's going on? Nikki, you're muted.
Hi.
There we go.
Yes, I wanted to point out that Ariana was right the whole time when she said that Sandoval was coaching Raquel. He kept saying that he wasn't, and she admitted in her interview with Andy that he did coach her. They did talk about it. They went over their timelines and everything because they were going to lie to Ariana about their timelines as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Lala and James are upset. Lala is upset for Ariana, but I think James is more so upset because he didn't know, and he looked at Sandoval as a brother. And I don't think Sheena Shea will ever have any dealings with either of the two, and her communication with sports will not be what it maybe was. And I don't think that it'll be a good idea for Raquel to continue with the show. Nobody's going to film with her. I don't think anyone else is going to leave. I think it's best that she leave.
Okay.
But I think Sandoval will stay.
Okay. Thank you, Nikki, for calling in. All right. Let's try this one more time, Miss Esquire. Let's see. Let you be great. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me tell you something about iPhone 14 conspiring against me today. So sorry. How you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing okay, child. Life has been lifing. You definitely are to blame for the fact that I'm watching Vanderpump Rules. I was not watching this show before this season. I've started going back and watching other seasons. I'm listening to podcasts. Yeah. So let me just say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Sheena talking about how she could not have punched this girl. I laughed in Black Girl so hard. I'm like, I have done years and years of my own research, and I know personally that you can fight somebody with long nails and you can punch somebody with long nails without breaking them. So I was just like, girl, that is some white girl science, no shade. This is so weird because this episode and like the entire reunion has had me saying justice for Katie, because here this girl has ended her 12-year relationship with this man, her marriage. Then she has to watch him gallivant around with someone in their inner circle when she specifically asked and he agreed that he would not do so. And all of that is getting lost in the sauce. Like that is like not even a blip in this particular reunion. And I don't even like Katie as a person. I do think she's very much a mean girl, and I think she's a mean spirit. And I hope that her disattachment from Schwartz will make her happier, and so she doesn't show up so miserable on the show. Ooh. But a part of me was like, justice for this girl storyline. I will say, James and Allie, I just don't care. This is all for show. Like, they are so weirdly misaligned. They don't even seem like they would like each other in a group chat. So I don't understand why they are on this show together trying to pretend that they in some real loving relationship. I have an unpopular opinion. I do want to see next season Team Ariana versus Team Tom. I would really love to see like the bifurcation of the friend group in that way and how that really plays out. So I'm here for that drama. Last thing I want to say, I do not want to blame. It was absolutely deplorable for Tom and Rachel to get up there and say, basically, Ariana trusted us too much and she should have been less trusting. That's a deplorable argument. It is morally bankrupt. But what I will say is, Ariana, you watched this girl violate other people's relational boundaries, and you thought
keep going
that dirt was never gonna show up on your front door. I'm just saying, if you're friends with somebody, I want to be friends with people whose values are aligned with me. And when you show me that you are willing to violate other people's relational boundaries and you're willing to do it without remorse, without integrity, then we're not aligned on values, because I need friends who actually do value fidelity and loyalty and integrity. And so it's not her fault that she was so trusting, but I do think when somebody shows you who they are to somebody else, you need to believe them and not believe that they won't be that person to you. So that's all I got to say. I'm still doing some research on your Tasha K bankruptcy stuff. I'm going to get back with you on that.
DM me on Instagram, Ms. Escobar, so we can communicate.
Okay, I will. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right. I love it, Ms. Escobar. That's why I was hoping that we got this connection together, because she's right. That's what we've all been saying in regards to Ariana. Like, we feel sorry for Ariana, but this girl's been showing you who she is to other people. You think she's not going to do it to you? At your big age? Come on now. Just saying. Anyways, all right. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to bring Catherine up next. What's going on, Catherine?
Nothing much. How are you, my love?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Just tired. We had a field trip today at school.
Oh.
So I will not be before you long, like they say in church. Just all I could think about this entire episode was when they were getting old girl Rachel ready, is that Bambi-eyed bleep, because that's what she looked like, and that's what she needed to be called. And all I think about is when I look at the other time Schwartz, is that he has to be touched. He's touched, and Rachel has to be touched. When she says that she was talking to Andy, is that she, in her secret heart of hearts, is that she saw a way forward in friendship with Ariana. How you take somebody man and see a way forward? Just how, Sway? How? How do you see a way forward? I'm going to take your man and secretly date him for 8 months, and A, see a way forward in dating him, and B, see a way forward in friendship.
Amen.
Like, you're touched.
Catherine, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Go get some rest.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, we're going to end this out with, because we cannot have a Vanderpump Rules recap and not have Janelle call in. So we're going to bring Janelle up in just a second. But I'm going to just say thank you, because we did get a few super chats, guys. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by liking the video. And our Pride merch I'm working on getting it back up on houseofkempire.com. But stay tuned. I'm going to try and get that done today. I'm doing all the things. Our Pride merch will be available very, very soon. So be sure to support us. But Replay Crew, I'm sure by now, when you're watching from this, you'll see the organization that we're supporting this month for Pride Month. So please feel free to donate what you can, or share the live to ask other people to donate as well. Crystal, thank you so much for the super chat. Crystal says, Kemp, my brother-in-law is single. How you know? Lives in Brooklyn, makes an honest six-figure. Oh, wait, hold on. Makes an honest 6 figures. Good credit, no kids. You guys are hilarious. How you know I don't know him already? No, I think you guys are very sweet. You're very sweet. I mean the good credit part. Did you just hear I'm dating Andy Cohen? I'm kidding. Oh Lord. Don't start that rumors. Don't start those rumors. No. Tay, thank you so much for the super chat. Tay says, where's my fave caller, Janelle? She's coming. She's backstage. We're going to bring her up in a second. But thank you for the super chat, Tay. Maritza, thank you so much for the super chat. Maritza says, I felt so bad for Miss Good as Gold, Sheena. She was such a good and loyal friend to someone who didn't deserve it. How the rat showed no emotion is scary. The worm with a mustache will be her karma, and vice versa. People be peopling. Thank you for the super chat. She says, sidebar, where's Faith? Oh, I asked that a few weeks ago. I feel like we never got her side of the story. Where is Faith? I feel like Faith did come out and speak about it on social media when those two were fired. I got to go Google schmoogle. Candace, thank you so much for the super chat. Candace says, what Miss Esquire said about boundary is what Katie tried to tell Ariana. Ooh. All right, Candace, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, let's bring up Miss Janelle. Oh, wait, Patricia's backstage too. So we're going to bring up Patricia too in a second. Patricia, hold on, okay? Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring up Janelle. Janelle, you there? Janelle, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on, Janelle?
Sorry if you hear a lot of noise, and let me know if you do. I'm picking up my friend from the airport, and I realize I love traveling, but I hate the airport.
I know that's all right. Me too.
I mean, like I've already asked people ask me like, "Oh, where do I go?" I said, "I don't know. I don't work here. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know." But anyway, let me get to this. Okay, everyone has already pretty much said what I'm going to say, so I'm going to give a theory that I was thinking about last night after I was watching the show. Also, side note, Faith switched over to MTV and started doing Real World Road Rules Challenge, and that's where she's been at for the last few years. And then she got pregnant, and then she had to stop doing it. So that's where she's been.
Oh.
But she still does podcasts and stuff and talks about like her experience on Vanderpump Rules. Like, you know, she a little thirsty too. She in LA. It is what it is. It's a party. I don't mind hearing it because you know what? That's her situation is the exact reason why I don't want Kristen Dowdy back on the show. That's just it. I don't care how good she is for TV, but that situation, ooh, as a black woman, that turned me like that made me look her crazy. Anyway, I think Rachel's a sociopath. Oh, hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
You're breaking up a little bit. Oh, now Janelle. Damn, your friend
Hello?
from. Wait, Janelle, you there? I hear
Oh
the
Lord, this
background.
airport Wi-Fi.
Uh, now I hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear us? Testing. Janelle.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right. Janelle, do me a favor. If you can, before the end of the live, call back in if you can hear us. I don't think you can hear us, but we could hear you. It's all right. It's all right. Let me bring up Patricia next. Hold on. What's going on, Patricia?
Hi, honey. I'm not on camera. I hope, right? Because
No,
I'm not done up today.
no,
Sorry.
no. It's okay. It's all right.
I
Only I
just
can
want
see
to
you.
tell you, Kempire, I love your show.
Thank
I
you.
find so much entertainment in your show. You bring it. You bring it. You bring it.
Thank you.
I do not have all the time and energy to catch up on all of the dramatic episodes, because if I had the time to catch up on all these dramatic shows, I'd have to like take some type of Ambien or something, because it's just too much. These people are just tripped out. I'm telling you, they are tripped out. But you know, they're getting a paycheck. We're watching. We're enjoying. I just hope that they're all safe and healthy and well. And that's all I gotta say. But I love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm here. I'm a supporter. God
Thank
bless
you.
you, baby.
Thank you,
Mwah.
Patricia. Take care.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
I love my New Yorkers when they call in too. Shout out to everyone watching from New York. Shout out to everyone watching from the tri-state area. Shout out to everyone watching on the East Coast. But shout out to everyone watching around the country and around the world. Don't forget, replay crew, to let us know where you're watching from, what the temperature is there, and your thoughts and ratings of Vanderpump Rules Reunion Part 2. Final thoughts. I think Miss Esquire got it really together in regards to summing up what we're seeing on season 10. But don't feel sorry for anybody on this cast at this point, because everybody is going to be all right, including Ariana. And I know money can't keep you warm at night, but she got a new man. She got a new man. Oh, wait. Janelle's backstage. We're going to try it again. Janelle, are you there?
I'm here. This
Okay.
airport Wi-Fi is giving me the fits because I've been watching it on YouTube and it was going in and out. And every time I want to hear what the other callers were saying, oh my God. Anyway, let me say it quick before it goes out again. I think Rachel's a sociopath. I've heard a lot last night, like on Twitter, people were like, oh, she's a psychopath. I'm like, look at your definitions of what a psychopath actually is.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of emotion for me, and then when she started doing that weird, awkward smile while Sheena was talking about how much stress this has caused on her, I was like, girl, there is something wrong with you. But my theory is Sandoval is going to regret this. He is going to regret getting into a thing with her because she don't seem like the type who was just gonna let go automatically unless she's the one letting you go. That is my theory. Because how long did she stand by James? And we all know how awful James has been in the past. I'm glad he's going to therapy and Allie's being a good influence on him. I'm happy for that because I'm all for therapy. Like, whoop, whoop, therapy, and but whoo, Lord have mercy. That girl, there's something going on in the brain and I can't figure it out. And when I can't figure it out, I stay away from you because I'm just like, I'm not the one. I won't be the one today and I won't be the one tomorrow. Okay? So I think Sandoval is going to regret being in a relationship, situationship, whatever he wants to call it, with Raquel, Rachel, whatever her name is today, Because let me tell you something. There's something wrong with that girl. There's something on, and she's thirsty. She wants to be famous. She may act like, oh my God, people are coming after me. I'm gonna call the FBI because people are saying death threats. First off, if you're sending a death threat, you're just stupid. I'm sorry, but you're just stupid. Why send a death threat? Because it's just stupid. Don't do that, people. We're better than that, okay? But second, girl, don't act like you don't enjoy all this attention. That is not why you joined the show. And before I end, I don't know if you have the time, but Charlie was on the Vi Files a couple weeks ago, and she gave really good insight to Rachel and the pageant world, because that is how they knew each other. They knew each other from the pageant world. And she said, and Charlie said, you have to remember the pageant world at that time was still being ran by number 45, the president, who we shall not be named, because he's gonna throw off your whole algorithm if I say his name. But because of the cutthroat nature of the pageant world under his authority, they learn things that will not make you a not so nice person. And Charlie says you have to do a lot of work on yourself to undo that damage. And she said, I saw that stuff in Rachel. So that's why I had empathy for her, because that is what we were taught. So I think Rachel, she a sniper from the side. I said it. Go eat some dinner. I'm going to talk to you later because this Wi-Fi about to give out again.
Thanks, Janelle, for calling in. Bye.
No problem. Bye.
Janelle is our VPR encyclopedia. Okay. She's one of our encyclopedias, has kept us updated on all the history, the side stories. As you saw, just some more information in regards to all of this cast doing podcast interviews and things like that. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. This is our weekly recap. Next week will be our final recap of the Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Part 3 of the reunion. If you're part of the replay crew, let us know your thoughts as well. Stay tuned for a new episode of our podcast, Kempire Radio. So be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast and the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. And don't forget, we're trying to get over 1,000 reviews on our Apple Podcast platform. So be sure to head on over there and give us a 5-star rating. We appreciate you guys. Don't do what they're trying to do to the Little Mermaid. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to everyone that called in. Shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. We still have over 1,200 people in the building. You think we can get to 750 likes? Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And thank you to all of you that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals, or if you just like the video and share the video, or you told your mama's mama to cousin, best friend, co-worker about the channel. We appreciate you guys. We're at 274,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We're over 311 followers on TikTok as well. So be sure to follow us on TikTok at TheKempire. Follow us on Twitter at TheKempire. We probably will be doing a Kempire After Dark. We got to talk about some extracurricular things. All right, stay tuned for that. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our King's Guards, aka our moderators. We could not do this without them. And thank you to our members of the channel. We appreciate your monthly support. And thank you to our subscribers. We appreciate you all. Everyone, have a great rest of your Thursday. I will see you all in the next video. And I do have a new video coming very soon. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe so you turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of that. Let's get out of here with some music. I will see you guys later. Let's get those likes up.